everybody. So welcome to summer at the end of May. May 21st, 22nd, something like that. I don't know. You work so hard you don't even know what day it is. Time to mow. What do I do? This one's a loaded topic. It might even become a two-parter like I did with pH testing and liming. But with this heat, it's best not to mow during the heat of the day. The reason behind that is the grass is doing everything it can to survive the heat, putting out a bunch of carbohydrates and energy, and you take away its focus from survival into repair. Things are going to go downhill pretty quick. So best time to mow is outside of your heat window, and usually this is, towards the end of the day after the heat. After 5:30, 6 o'clock is your ideal time for mowing. If it did get mowed during the heat of the day, well, getting some water on that's going to help, but you're going to have some residual. So keep that in mind when you're out there mowing. Also, you want sharp blades. I'll get into sharpening blades and blade maintenance. What else can we cover? High to cut, can do that too. Frequency, that'd be a good one. Maybe a little bit of mower maintenance. I don't know. Let's see how today. You can obviously see that I actually left the lawn pretty long over this weekend, knowing that the heat wave was coming. We're going to get temperatures in the 90s. So I avoided mowing. I wanted it to actually shade itself, because the front here does get pretty dried out, pretty beat by the sun. So I left it tall. So when the lawn is this tall, normally you want to bring it down gradually. Right now I have it on, I believe that's 4 inches. I actually want to bring that down to 3.5, 3 for this time of year. So it's only going to take me 2 mows, probably 2 days apart to get that accomplished. Again, you want to take it down gradually. You don't really want to lop off more than 1/3 of the plant. That's definitely going to put a lot of stress. I'm going to get my rhododendrons in there, looking nice now. Having dull blades is definitely going to promote disease development and stall growth. I changed the blades on my mower today. It was due. Rule of thumb is that for every 8 hours of mowing, you need to sharpen the blades, and I like to use just a regular file for that. See, I took these old ones off. They've definitely seen better days. There's too many nicks and warps in it, so it's time for the new ones. Also, I had to sharpen those edges. Even though they're brand new, they usually come pretty dull. You actually just want to get that coating off there, and it doesn't need to be a razor sharp, but just enough to get a nice clean cut. So you really, if you're just using a file, you'd want to use a vise. I don't want to go downstairs and use the vise. I'd rather just stay out here and enjoy the cooling down of the weather. But what was this? I think it's called like Mill Bastard file or something like that. But works great at filing blades. And then you can use this at the end just to create the perfect edge on the blade. So I'll show you how that works. You want to take just the top side here, this side, and we're only going to be working with this edge here. You don't do anything to the bottom edge. That's going to create a bad cut. Everything should be focused on the top spot, and then you actually you don't work against the grain here. You don't go into it like that, because it's going to create a little bevel on your flat side. So you're going to want to actually just work down it like that. So the only thing that you really want to do is make sure that this edge is shiny. So you're going to get, I don't know, how am I going to flip this around? This edge, right? You're going to put a good shine on that there. This is an old rusty blade. It's got dings and all kinds of stuff in it. It's really not going to provide you with a good cut. So it was time to change them. But anyway, focus on from the back edge of that down, and then you can work along it. And what you did to this end, you got to do to your other end equally. If it's not equal, it's going to be unbalanced, and an unbalanced cut is going to make vibrations in the mower and stuff. So not particularly good for the mower. So you're going to balance everything out. You also want to clean off all the crap, the caking of grass blades and things too. That's not going to help with the blade performance. Could take a long time to get all that crap off with a file, but it's well worth it. And people always, I've seen thousands of customers, and they tell me, after I tell them to sharpen the blades, they go, well, isn't that really expensive? Might as well just get new blades. Honestly, taking them off, even if you left them on, 10-minute job tops. You can do it. This file, maybe $10, if that. You can get a cheaper one, but it's really not a big job to do. So I might have stated this already, but for every 8 hours of mowing, it's time to sharpen your blades. So if it takes you an hour to mow the lawn, and you mow once a week, that means, well, after 2 months, you are ready for a sharpening. Professionals, that's probably every 8 to 10 lawns that they do. So they're switching out blades midday, which is the best practice to do, or they're sharpening on the fly, which is totally fine too. So keep them sharp. Oh, and the other tool, I'll show you. You actually don't want a razor's edge to it. Like, I can file this down to like being a perfect, like filleting knife. But if you have rocks or sticks or anything, you're gonna get like super duper gouges in the blade itself. So I recommend just running this over it a couple times just to dull it a little bit, so you're preventing gouges, and that's really all it takes. So I've had customers with dull brand new blades, and it does happen. In fact, it is going to happen. Years ago, they actually would sharpen them up for you. But when you buy brand new blades, it's best to put a file to it. That coating on there really interferes with a good cut. So you want to clear that coating off for a good, can I get you up in there? For a good, nice, even, healthy cut. Even brand new blades need a file to them. So, bag it or do we mulch it? You really don't want an excessive amount of grass clippings smothering the lawn, so if it has grown a lot and I already haven't gotten to it in a couple weeks, I would say go ahead, throw that bagger on. If you are on schedule and you're mowing it in the spring, listen carefully, edit every 3 to 4 days. In the spring, when you're on pace, you can mulch it. So I've actually waited till the heat of the day has passed. It's about 6 o'clock at night. I'm gonna mow this and do some editing on the video, but that's the game plan, especially when you're dealing with the heat. So no more than 1/3, avoid the heat of the day, sharp blades, mowing frequently. Remember, enjoy your lawn, even if it needs to be mowed.